Hey guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to entry frag like a Radiant on Ascent. This is my favorite map, and I'm going to be showing you all the little tricks you can do with Reyna going into site. So basically, to start things off is a little added bonus. If you're playing duelist and your team's not carrying the spike, what you can do is grab it and just throw it in this corner. I know you don't really want to grab the spike as a duelist, but if you have it in spawn and you're trying to push a site, it's much more advantageous to keep it in this corner right here, close to the site that you're pushing. And in this case, we're talking about going B, so I'm just talking about putting it right here. You could do this on A as well. You'd probably put it like, I don't know, like somewhere here or something like that. This is so the team can't really see it from this way, and then yeah, you guys get it. So basically, starting on B site here, the main thing I like to do whenever we push B, if my team wants to push, I pretty much always try to throw this flash, and this is kind of what it looks like. So you see, this is really good. This is kind of almost like this is like a budget omen flash through this wall. You guys have ever been omen blinded through here? You know how devastating that can be to like, you know, peeking. So this is kind of similar to that. It'll flash anyone off of this angle, and anyone that's trying to push pretty much has to go back, or they have to take a really risky fight. So basically, I would do this as my team's running up. And you might be like, well, then you're not entering, but actually you're helping your team take all this space, and then you can run up and come out here. So basically, I'd be like, all right, team, I'm gonna flash. Can you guys get ready? And if my Sova is droning, I literally had a game on Ascent, my last game, and I said, Sova, can you drone? If there's someone there, I'll flash him, and someone can kill him easily. And it works. It's quite a free kill, and this will work a few times even. So you just flash. Here it is again, what it looks like from their perspective, and yeah, so. You don't always have to throw this flash. Sometimes you can, you know, walk up. Just be aware of darts and cameras and everything like that. So usually I like to peek. You don't want to come too close to this wall because this is a disadvantage for you to peek from. So I like to peek farther away from the wall like this. And this gives you a really nice advantage. And then you can slowly peek out here like this. And then I kind of just place my cursor from here to here and make sure that there's no one in this corner. This is assuming I'm alone and not going first, so I do all this if I'm frontlining, which you probably should be some of the time. I like to clear logs, make sure no one's peeking from logs, and then clear market. This is always the second thing you want to clear. You can kind of wait for a second to see if they're there. Clear up here, because I can technically be standing up there in CT. See, I'm slowly crossing to the right here. Then I clear stairs, and I clear this whole area, and then also right here. They can be right here. So, you know, be careful of that corner. They can also be in the logs corner. So obviously you can't really clear all these. You just have to kind of, you know, clear one and then quickly check the other. And yeah, so from this point, after we've done all this stuff in B main, usually what I like to do, obviously if you're gonna be pushing B with your team, hopefully you can get this and this smoked. So if you can get those smoked, you're in really good shape. What I like to do some of the time is just throw a flash like this, and a flash like this will flash here and here. So if there is someone in that corner, you can easily just swing out and check it. And then also you can hold stairs. You can't hit the switch. You don't always have to hit the switch as Reyna, but it is good because if you hit the switch, then it's going to allow you to position yourself very nicely. So I'm not going to really be talking about going to site. We could talk about really quickly what we want to do to take a site. So if you do need to take site, and okay, so there's two ways we can go here. Let me explain this first. So we can either go out lane and take site control, or we can stay pushed up like here and here. And I'll talk about these spots here in a second. But first, let's talk about site. So if we flash this, we're taking control of this. We're taking control of this. Hopefully this is smoked and this is smoked. And now if we have a second flash, because maybe you didn't throw this one here for whatever reason, if you have a second flash, you can just throw this out sight, throw it high, and then make sure they're not back sight. Also make sure to clear under you. And then when you drop, you can shoot to drop the block the noise. If you didn't know that, guys, you can shoot right before you make the noise for dropping, and it actually cuts out the noise for your dropping sound like that. So clear that, clear this, and then now you're good. So only come sight is Reyna if you're going to need help on site. If you think you're gonna need help, so an example of that might be like a 2v3 or 2v4. So if you're 2v3 or 2v4, you really don't want to be going here or here, because it's just kind of, it puts your teammate in a bad spot. So if there's someone on site and he dies, and the round's basically over. You want to be able to trade him if he goes site. So or he wants to be able to trade you, either one. So the other scenario here is, again, we flash out like this, and then we're clearing left, right. Maybe you hit the switch. Say we hit the switch. Obviously keep your gun out. Be aware of this if it's not smoked, and then clear. Make sure they're not stairs. And then I like to walk into the smoke some of the time and just come into this corner. Not the hard corner, but maybe like this. You can also walk through the smoke and then take a fight here. It's pretty good to go for. You don't always need to go for that fight though. Another really good corner, especially for low ranks, is this corner right here. You'll see me play this a lot in ranked. And also be careful of flank if you don't have trips or, you know, whatever. Another spot you can play is right here. This is a nice little swap up, and in this case you have to be careful of here and here. My cat is just breaking the house, I guess, but this spot's good if you have flank trip, then you can just sit here, watch this, and then also hold market. So I spent a pretty decent amount of time on this part of the map, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over to mid. So for mid, we can just drop the spike again like this. So here, I like to just peek cat like this. This is a pretty common thing for duelists to do. You just kind of peek like this, and for someone there, you just take the fight with them. So you can place your crosshair in the middle in case they're on the right, so you can just flick to either side like that. So the thing about this is, by the time that you peek, they can already have crossed, so you need to be aware of that. Usually I would just come like this, look at mid, and then just slowly look here and hold this for like a few seconds. And then start to slowly walk up mid. I wouldn't flash here, I'd always just clear left and right, and just kind of walk up on the left. And then I clear pizza. If there's no pizza, I kind of position myself like this. And then usually door isn't closed, you check like the switch, see if there's anyone standing there. Clear this left side here, and then come here. And at this point, you're kind of in a similar position as where you were over here. So now we're just looking for someone sitting here, or maybe rotating from A. And if you're allowed to get here, this is like, you should definitely be able to take advantage of that. Otherwise, you can walk up from cat. We'll go ahead and go over here. I'm not going to get the spike. But if you did want to put the spike somewhere, you can put it like here, and it's pretty safe. So here, we can just peek market. And then we can walk up cat. We can also hold mid here. This is pretty normal. And also make sure you look here, especially if you don't have a trip, because people do like to push B main pretty often. So be aware of that. And then I like to clear right here again, not close to the wall, but farther away from it, like this. Go back to the phantom, and then slowly clearing this box up here. Remember, make sure to place your crosshair up instead of going like this, because you want to be aiming at headshot level whenever, if they were to be there. And then also you're gonna want to go like this, and then clear right here. Make sure you clear it here first, and then here, like this. This, and then from here now you can actually, you know, I like to walk into here. If you can get up into here, again, these aren't necessarily entering, but this is positioning yourself very aggressively to take control. Obviously you want to be aware of heaven, but this is the same thing. It's the same thing as getting to here and to here, except we're just doing it through tree. And of course we can just flash into sight, you know, make sure they're not here, hit the switch. But now we're gonna go and go over to A. So basically, what we want to do here is, we could probably bring the spike here maybe. By the way, if you're gonna go into sight, you can carry the spike just Reyna, but you can't really go in at first as much, so hopefully you have other entries. You don't really need to flash this, but you can. I don't usually flash this at all, I usually just peek it, especially if you have like a Sova drone. You always want to peek right here, then you always want to peek right here, because people love to do this where they cross to the left like this in higher ranks, so you have to be aware of this because they can always be there. So you should be aware of that pretty much. And then, so yeah, now you're good. If you started here, they can't be wine unless this is smoked for some reason. And also make sure you clear here, slowly clearing all of this. And then from this point, I'm basically telling my team, alright, I'm gonna flash out. You guys ready? And it's never a bad idea to double flash here, because the thing about flashing out here is they can be here, anywhere on site. So if you double flash, it gives your team extra time to get out. So I like to flash kind of high. So you see, this is kind of a simple flash, but it really gets everything. It's here. If they're close, if they have a shotgun, you're probably screwed anyway. But just flash, and then flash again. You don't have to double flash. Usually I like to hit the switch if no one else is. Then I kind of sit here and wait. Make sure no one's pushing, because the last game I played someone first time, I closed the door, pushed through it. So then you have to be careful of back gen, clear back sight like this, maybe check hell real quick, and then once you're here, you're on site. So this is a little bit different than B site. You don't really want to be pushing heaven. A cool spot though is right here. If you sit on this ledge, they can't actually see you, and then you can kind of just like, you know, kill them like this, and then also you can jump up here if you can make the jump, but I'm not too worried about it. You can just sit up here and then hold heaven. probably don't sit hell pretty much ever. Another really good spot is like this right here. You can jump up if you have crouch bound, and yeah. Another good spot's right here. So again, this is a little bit different post plant. Instead of playing up like this here and here and here, this we want to play up like maybe here, here, and then also you can do some push in like tree or something if you really want. So hopefully you guys found this useful. If you have any suggestions for other agents you want me to make guides like this for on attack or defense, let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next one.